What is going on, guys? I'm Consumer Tech Review, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the best $125 gaming chair on Amazon. So I'm going to go over the pros and the cons, and then I'm going to give you my own real life experience that I've had with this gaming chair. And if at any point in the video you guys want to check out this exact same gaming chair, I'll have an Amazon link below to the US, UK, and Canada. I do got you guys, but let's jump into the video. All right, so right off the bat, I have been using this gaming chair for quite a while now. I use it every day at my desk. It's part of my setup. And this in particular is a Polar Aurora gaming chair, and they did a really awesome job. And that brings me in to the first pro, which is the amazing quality that this thing has. This is not very much money, and at that price point, a lot of the other ones that I checked out, I looked at a ton of different gaming chairs on Amazon, and a lot of them just had bad quality. They would break, some parts of them would snap, some of the shipping was like mangled and destroyed. This chair is sturdy, strong, and comfortable, and the quality on it is amazing for the price point. So moving from the bottom up, there is 5 legs coming out of the bottom for balance with wheels on them to move around, and all that feels really high quality. In the picture, it looks like cheap plastic, but once you pick it up, it's heavy plastic. I mean, it's still plastic, don't get me wrong, but it is heavy and sturdy. Like, you could bang this thing against the wall, it's not going anywhere. It's not cracking. It is very, very tough. Moving up from that, you have the big, thick metal piece that actually holds the chair on top of that, which also engages the hydraulic spring lift to go up and down. And then moving up from that, you have the chair base plate with the arms and then the seat backing. All of that is covered in leather. It obviously is a faux leather, but it's really high quality faux leather. And in some cases, faux leather can actually be stronger than real leather, depending on how thin the leather actually is. This leather feels really good, thick and strong. Now as well, on the sides of the back of the chair, as well as the bottom bolsters, it actually is a carbon fiber like material, and it's not that cheesy looking bad carbon fiber. It actually fits really, really well with the chair. It has this nice texture to it. It's not annoying, it's not uncomfortable. It's really, really nice, and it just adds a whole amount of character to the chair and really makes it look very premium. And that moves me to the second pro, which is the comfort and bolstering on this thing. So this thing is bolstered. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's literally perfect. Especially for me and even bigger people, this would be perfect for. It's definitely not a tiny chair. This is a fairly large chair, as most gaming race style chairs are. So the bottom bolstering is not insane. They have a little lip that comes down off of the bottom main cushion. So this can accommodate a bunch of people of different sizes, but the comfort is really good. When you're just sitting back, you can sit all the way back in it, and it just feels really nice to just game, and you don't get fatigue. That's the big thing. I was sitting in a chair, which it's just a basic chair. It just goes up halfway up the back, and sitting in that and gaming and editing all day, it definitely gets tiring, especially on your back and neck. But when you can actually just lay back, have that neck cushion right there, it's so nice and comfortable. And that honestly has to be one of the biggest things, as well as quality, for a gaming chair. That's why you get them, is for comfort. And I can tell you guys, it's comfortable. That can be checked right off. And as well, as far as size comparison with all the B-roll shots, I am 5'9", but my torso is very long. I have the torso of like what a normal person of 6 foot would be, or a little bit taller. So sitting down, if you're 6 foot, you're gonna be about the same height as me. I know it's weird, but trust me, I have some friends that are 6 foot, and I sit sometimes higher than them in a car. Now moving to the next pro, there's a bunch of pros in one, but it's the height, swivel, tilt, and then the leaning capability. I don't know what you would call it, leaning back, but you have all of that in this chair. It's really cool. Okay, so I'll tell you how all of them works. Obviously, swiveling, it's on a free swivel. You can just swivel it around, move it around however you please to. The tilting back has a lever which you will pull, and then it will go very far back, 160 degrees back. So can you do this? Yes, you can do that. You can sleep in this chair if you want to. I have never done it, but you definitely could. So you have a large range of how far you like to sit back. It goes really straight up and far back, and that does have a spring, just like on a car, how it will come up. As well, you can tilt the whole base plate of it like this, quite a lot. with that, it's not a quick one because obviously you're gonna find yours and just leave it there. It's a little turning, it's not quite a screw, but it's a little big knob on the bottom side of it, which you can adjust the tilt with. And then as well as that, there is a lever, just like on most office chairs, to affect the height, which is really awesome. But the big thing on it, and like I talked about with the first Pro, it all feels really strong. It doesn't feel like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna break this, or I feel like I'm gonna fall over, you know? Everything feels planted, solid, and sturdy. Nothing creaks, nothing shakes. It all feels well made. And that moves me into the fourth Pro, which is the neck pillow. Literally love this thing. Never used a chair with a neck pillow that just comes on it like this, but obviously almost all gaming chairs, race style seats come with that neck pillow. It's really easy to adjust. It has those two holes like a race style seat would, and you can move it around fairly easily. It just clips on the back of the chair, but it's super nice to have. Now it also has the lumbar support in the base. I personally don't like that. That's just me. It does reduce fatigue. However, I like to sit way back in my seat, like way far back. So I never use the bolstering, but it is nice to have. It is a nice little touch. It's actually right here. So you can see it's fairly thick. I mean, it's definitely cushiony. I just prefer not to use it. But guys, the neck pillow is super, super nice to have. It really reduces fatigue. Again, I don't like the lumbar support, but you guys might like the lumbar support. Now moving to the next Pro, this was actually going to be a con. And then when I got the chair, I was pleasantly surprised by the armrests. So in the pictures, the armrests look like they are a cheap, hard plastic. And that was like one thing, but it also wasn't a deal breaker because I don't use armrests a huge amount. You know, your hands are basically up there most of the time. However, the armrests are not like that. They are not hard plastic. They're actually this soft, I wouldn't say like completely soft, but it's definitely not hard. You can press it in. It's just a high density foam. It's very high quality. It's kind of hard to explain. It's definitely not hard. It is not like you can press it in very far, but it does take pressure. It's actually really good, and it was a pleasant surprise because I did think that it was going to be hard plastic, which is really good that they don't have hard plastic there, because I was looking at it and be like, man, that's gonna be so uncomfortable. But I was really happy that the armrests were actually soft and not this super hard plastic, because that would have been very crazy to put on armrests. But pleasant surprise, definitely a pro. But guys, the last pro is kind of two in one. One of them is the fantastic shipping that they put this in. You guys might be like, that's not important. It's very important, because a lot of these big items such as this get really damaged on the way getting to your house. So it's really important that they package it right, because, you know, yes, you could send it back. However, you don't want to have to do that. That's really annoying to have to do. This was packaged really well. There was no scratches on any parts of the inside, and I knew by opening the package that if there was any dents in the box, that they wouldn't have reached the actual item inside, the chair inside. So that's really good. The next pro in this one pro is the Amazon reviews. I looked all over Amazon for a budget gaming chair. I didn't want to spend $300 or $400 like some of these crazy gaming chairs are. They look really cool. I didn't want to spend that on a chair. So I looked around a ton of them, and some of like the highest rated ones, like Amazon's Best Pick, I looked at the review and they're just terrible. They say a ton of parts of this break, it didn't last very long, the material ripped, and it was actually incredibly hard to find one that actually had good reviews. And this one had overwhelmingly positive reviews. I read almost all of the reviews, and there was quite a bit of them, and they were all really, really good. But comparatively to all these other gaming chairs, they had really, really good quality control, shipping, and quality overall. So I highly recommend these guys. I highly recommend you get the same type of chair or same brand, because I looked at their other chairs and they basically did a really amazing job overall. Now, with all that being said, with all this chair gives you and for how much it costs, it's definitely a fantastic purchase. Remember, if you do want to go check this product out, I have the Amazon links below, US, UK, and Canada. But right now we're going to go into the cons just to make sure none of these cons are deal breakers for you. I would stick around to that and then check the chair out on Amazon. Now, there's only 2 cons, but we're going to be starting with the armrest, which might surprise you because I praised the armrests earlier in the video. However, there is one con with the armrests, and that is there is no height adjustability with the armrests. Once you screw these in, you cannot adjust the height of them. However, you can take these off completely if you don't want them, but I imagine most people won't do that. Now, the problem with this is if you have a lower desk, you're going to sit fairly low to actually get the chair under your desk. That might not be a problem if you're just doing gaming, because most of the times the chair isn't going to be under the desk when you're gaming because your hands are going to be kind of outspread. However, for my desks, I would have enjoyed to be able to put these armrests really far down so that I could put my chair farther under my desk while I'm working. I can still put it under my desk, I just lower the height of the entire chair. However, just having that adjustability would have been a big thing, and that's definitely the biggest con about this chair for me. But again, I bought it, so it wasn't a deal breaker for me because for the money, it's still really amazing. And the next pro is something that I've already talked about. I don't like the lumbar support pillow, and I think that's because it's too big. But that seems to be all of those gaming chairs. I've looked at all of them, and they all have huge lumbar supports. I would like something that's a little bit smaller. It would be kind of cool if they included like 3 different sizes. But again, at this price point, I just take it off and I enjoy how that works for me better than with the lumbar support. And I don't feel that I need any more lumbar support. So that is gonna wrap up the cons for me. Guys, I highly recommend this chair if both of those cons are not deal breakers for you. If you do wanna go check it out, there's a link below. But I hope that my video helped you out. And if you enjoyed it and it did help you out, help me out and throw a like below. And if you want to check out my last video, it was about a keyboard. That's not what my last video was about. It was about keycaps. It was a keycap video. I did a review on the HyperX pudding caps. It's a cool video. You'll enjoy it. If you like gaming, you'll enjoy it. You upgrade your keyboard. Click on the video, please. This was Consumer Tech Review. I'll see you guys later.